When the sun's hot and humidity's climbing, if you're gonna fire up that grill, it better be for something light and refreshing. Today, we have a citrus seasoned grouper taco that's gonna make you wish you were down at the beach. Cheers. In another life, I used to travel a lot for work, and one of my favorite places to go was Florida. And one of the reasons I love Florida is because the seafood that you could get down there was amazing. One of the most frequent versions of seafood that you'd have was grouper. Today, we're taking grouper to the next level, and not only with just the seasonings that we're using, which are amazing on their own, but we have a jalapeno lime crema that we're topping it with, and some cilantro lime slaw. It's light, it's refreshing, and when it's hot as hell outside, this is just the ticket. I got the Hastings fired up behind me because this is going to be a pretty quick cook. But before, I want to show you how we're seasoning these fish. I have in front of me some of my go-to rubs. The Heath Riles garlic butter seasoning and the Heath Riles simple citrus seasoning. Now the simple citrus is a mix of citruses that just take everything, especially seafood, up to an unbelievably refreshing level. And the garlic butter, to be honest, is damn near good on everything. We're going to go ahead and start hitting these groupers first just to get the seasoning on them. This is wild caught grouper. It's not the cheapest fish out there, but it's packed with flavor. It's got a wonderful flaky texture. It really holds up in tacos, which is important because not all fish do. And it's going to hold up really good on the grill. We want to get a good fire crisp on it, and then we're going to start making that crema. So we're going to start off with that garlic butter seasoning. We're just going to hit it as we would anything else. You don't want to over season, but you want a good amount because some of that stuff gets knocked off on the grill. We're going to come back in with a simple citrus, and we're going to hit that as well. Press them into these fillets. Now the fish are moist on their own, so we don't necessarily need to slather them with anything. They're going to pick up this flavor really, really well. Come back in with some more garlic butter. The neat thing about garlic butter is one of those ingredients where if you're going to blacken fish, you want to use a lot of butter. Well, the butter beads that are inside this already, the dehydrated butter that's inside this seasoning, is going to give us a little bit of that blackening effect just with the heat on the fire. And that's all there is for these fillets. We're going to get them over the fire over direct heat, and then we're going to show you what else we're putting on. Hydrate. We're going to be topping these tacos with some lime. So we're going to go ahead and get the lime on the fire because I want to caramelize the sugar that's in the juice and pick up some of that smoke to just kind of take it to 11. We're also going to hit it with some lemon, and then we're going to start to prepare our crema that uses jalapenos, and those got to go on the grill too. So all I'm going to do is take these limes and these lemons, and we're going to half them. So I like to roll them a little bit. And don't worry if they're not the most tender, the fire is going to go ahead and loosen them up. And I just slice them right down the middle. And we're going to put them directly on the fire with the flesh side down. So not the rind, but the open flesh side down. All those sugars are going to start to caramelize. It's really going to open up some new flavors for us. We're also going to take these 2 jalapenos because we're making a jalapeno lime crema, and I want to char the outside and blister the skin. Then we're going to split them open, take out some of the seeds, throw them in the food processor. While we wait, we hydrate. Now, if you're going to go through the extra trouble to make tacos like this, all the cream, all the toppings, everything from scratch, you can't just use a regular old tortilla. So today, we're using caramellos. Caramellos are one of my absolute favorite tortillas. So they have a pork fat one, they have a duck fat one, they have a couple other ones as well. You can throw on the grill, it's going to pick up some of that awesome flavor, it's going to cook all the way through, and they're a Sonora style tortilla, so they're nice and light and gummy and chewy, and they just really add a lot to the taco. So we got to go over the top, we might as well use some caramellos today. Hydrate. All right, our fruit and our jalapenos are done being charred. I'm going to bring them back. I want to show you how they turned out. Now what I like to do is put them in the refrigerator because I don't want to put hot citrus juice on my tacos. I want them to cool down. So I'm going to put them in a pan, Put them in the refrigerator. The jalapenos we're not done with. We like that skin to be extra charred like that. It loosens up the inside. It's gonna give a great smoky flavor on this sauce we're about to make. Grouper's just about done. You're shooting for an internal temperature of 140 to 145. You can take your probe and probe it, or you can kind of pick away a little bit, see if the skin's flaky, but that's what we're shooting for. You don't want to overcook it and it'll end up being tough and dry. You want it to be nice, light, airy, so that's what we're shooting for. It's pretty hot out here. I think we should hydrate now. All right, to make our sauce is pretty easy. Now you can use a blender, a hand blender, but I like to use these mini food processors. They make the perfect amount of size for a dip. They're easier to haul around. We're gonna start off, this right here is some sour cream, some lime juice, and some apple cider vinegar. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the bottom because we wanna have as much liquid as possible for everything that we're adding this in to mix. Right, from there we have some salt and some cilantro and some garlic. We're gonna put that inside, kind of pack it all down. I'm only adding about half the cilantro right now because there's not a lot of room in there. Once it starts to break down, we can add a little bit more. I'm also going to take these jalapenos that I just fired. I'm going to go ahead and split them in half. I'm going to remove the stems. I'm going to take out about half the seeds. I want to leave some seeds because I do want a little bit of a pop on this, but I don't want it to be super spicy. I'm going to go ahead and put those in. A little bit more simple citrus. Now here's the trick with the olive oil, is olive oil can make your sauce runny or it can make it thick, and you want to be able to fine tune it. So we're just going to throw in just a little bit of olive oil right now, and we'll blend it, see where we're at, and then keep adding until we hit the right consistency. And we're going to come back and add the rest of that cilantro. We're going to check the consistency, see if it's anywhere close to what we want. It's actually looking pretty good. I'm going to add just a touch more olive oil. And I think that's going to be about all we need. I like where we're at. Let's give it a taste. That's going to work real good. I'm just going to add just a little bit more lime and lemon to it. Kick that flavor up to 11. I like where we're at with it. Kind of smoky from the jalapeno. Got a good amount of kick. Got a good amount of citrus. I think this is going to be good. I'm going to take this whole bowl and put it in the refrigerator, kind of thicken it up a little bit while we get these tortillas going. Probably time to hydrate. This is looking real good. Probably good enough to hydrate. All the pieces of this have come together absolutely beautifully. It looks so good. It smells so good. We're gonna go ahead and start building these tacos. I'm gonna take these grouper fillets. You can see how beautiful they turned out. They're charred. They hold together really well. I'm gonna start breaking them up and putting them in the tacos. Now you can dice them up if you want. You can slice them. You can break them by hand. Such a thick, juicy kind of fish. A lot of fish dry out when you grill them. Grouper does not. Oh man, those are good. Here's how I like to do these. You put your fish on the bottom. We didn't work on the recipe on this, but this is a cilantro lime coleslaw. You can find this online. It uses angel hair coleslaw, so it's nice and thin. It's very crunchy. It's wonderful when it's cold. I'm gonna go ahead and top just a little bit of that on this taco. Adds a nice, crisp, refreshing layer. And once that's on there, we're gonna come back with our crema that's been in the refrigerator. Top some of the crema on top of that taco, just like that. We're gonna give it a little squirt of some of that wood-fired lime. Just a little bit, these get very juicy. And last but not least, I like using something like a tahini or a michelada seasoning, like a little bit of a Mexican beer salt. You just give just a little tap on the top. Not only does it make it look really pretty, but adds a little zing of flavor. And that is our grouper cilantro lime taco. Here we go. Grouper holds together. Cilantro's got to pop, the lime's got to pop. It's crunchy, it's refreshing, citrusy, spicy. It's got all the things you want to hit. Now what I really want to hit with that is a big old margarita. We'll save that for later. We can keep hydrating with some cold beer. Make these at home, guys. Try them with your friends. You can use any kind of whitefish. Like I said, I just personally happen to love grouper. All the ingredients are going to be down below for you to make these at home. I want you to try them, I want you to experience them. With as hot as it is outside during the summer right now, there's nothing more refreshing than a nice citrusy fish taco. So enjoy these at home. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to be your friend there. We'd love to see all the fun things you're doing. Keep those fires hot, keep the smoke rolling. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next week.